Srimad Bhagavatam has different types of bhasha, different types of language. We were discussing at Swaiban Alp with Pundarik Goswami how many different types of people they take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, apparently, and use it to prove their own point of view. So even impersonalists, they also give Bhagavad Saptaha. Those who are into Karma Kanda, then they also giving Bhagavad Saptaha. Most Bhagavad Saptahas going on in India are done by Karma Kandis. Because they think, oh, my father has passed away, and so now for good karma for my deceased father, it's good to organize a Srimad Bhagavad Saptaha. So there are many speakers of Bhagavatam, they're being paid to speak Srimad Bhagavatam to make a good karma for the deceased relative. So you see many posters everywhere. It's mainly for this actually. So the karmis, they're also referring to Srimad Bhagavatam. The jnanis are referring to Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is why Srila Vishwanath Thakur said, the Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna's Swarup. So everyone sees Krishna's Swarup differently. So even the demons, they saw Krishna's Swarup, Mohini Murti. And Mohini Murti cheated them of the nectar and gave the nectar to the devatas. So the Srimad Bhagavatam, also the demons, they approach Srimad Bhagavatam, but like Mohini Murti, she cheats them and doesn't give them any nectar. So, how to approach Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam is the best Praman. But within Srimad Bhagavatam, all the statements don't have the same weight of Praman. So Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said Srimad Bhagavatam is the best evidence. But all Srimad Bhagavatam does not have the same weight. Why? Because there are 4 different types of bhasha, 4 different types of language in Srimad Bhagavatam. For example, you can see in Srimad Bhagavatam the history of the king Pururava. So Pururava, he met one heavenly Apsara, Urvasi. And when he saw her, he immediately fell in lust. And he was speaking sweetly to her and glorifying her beauty. So, if you cannot quote this from Srimad Bhagavatam and say, look, this is the Praman. If you see a beautiful woman, this is what you have to say. Right? This is not the teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is called Lokik Bhasha. Lokik Bhasha means the words of persons who are conditioned. So Purava is conditioned, he's in illusion here and he's speaking. It's part of Srimad Bhagavatam. So you cannot use this as your Praman to prove what you want to say. So that's called Lokik Bhasha. Yes, lamentation of Chitraketu. When his son passed away, he's lamenting. So there are many personalities whose histories are in Srimad Bhagavatam and their words are Lokik, so they're not Praman. For example, Kala Yavan. When Krishna, there was a battle going on, with Kala Yavan. And Krishna got down from his chariot and ran away, and Kala Yavan was running after him and criticizing him. So these words of Kala Yavan, Shukadeva Goswami speaking them, but he doesn't agree with them. So this is the Lokik Bhasha. So this is one level of statement in Srimad Bhagavatam. Though Bhagavatam is Pramanam Amalam, but it's Lokik Bhasha. Then another is called Paramat Bhasha. Paramat Bhasha, Paramat. The word Mata, M-A-T-A, Mata. Mata means opinion. And Para means someone, another person. In other words, Shukadeva Goswami is speaking, but it's not his opinion, it's the opinion of someone else. So that is called Paramat Bhasha. So the example is Vishwarup. Perhaps you know that Vishwarup, he taught the Narayan Kabach to Indra. Because Indra wanted to get his kingdom back. So Vishwarup taught some mantras, Narayan Kabacha. A shield of protection. And they were prayers to different incarnations of God, even. Prayers to Narayan, prayers to Nishingadev, and so on. So they're all included in this Narayan Kavacha. So I've met devotees sometimes. You may have had the experience of, you meet a devotees. Every day I'm chanting the Narayan Kavacha. Right? So even though these are prayers to God, and they're spoken by Shukadev Goswami, but this is not his opinion, this is not his conclusion. Because Indra has lost his kingdom and wants to get his kingdom back. And so Vishwarup is a Brahmin, and he's giving this Narayan Kavacha to Indra to get a kingdom. So Shukadev Goswami doesn't care about any kingdom. He would never teach someone to chant mantras and pray to God to protect himself in battle against the demons so he can get his kingdom back. But it's there in Srimad Bhagavatam. And I've met devotees on several occasions. Every day I'm chanting the Narayan Kavacha. Like this. Because it's in Srimad Bhagavatam. But this is called Paramat Bhasha. It means, it is the Bhasha, the language of Shukadev Goswami expressing someone else's opinion, not his own opinion. It's not his conclusion. Also, you see another example, Kashyapa Rishi. Once his wife, Diti, she was afflicted by lust and she wanted to unite with him. But it was a very inauspicious time, it was evening time. So if husband and wife unite and they conceive a child in an inauspicious time, then their children will be demons. Right? People think, this is a good thing to know. Some are thinking, I wish I knew this before. So, I wish someone had told me this earlier. So, the thing is that, so Diti approached him, and Kashyapa, he spoke very nicely to her. And he spoke in terms of dharma. He said, what husband would not fulfill the desires of his very faithful and chaste wife? This is dharma, it's okay. He said, but still, this is not a good time, so you should wait. So he was flattering his wife to try to bring her under control. So that's another teaching. How to bring a woman under control? It's very easy by just say, I like your shoes. Like that, and then at once they come under control, right? So this is a teaching here. But this is not Shukadeva Goswami. Though Kashyapa Muni is doing it, and what he was doing, he was expressing about the nature of Dharma, but he was speaking in a particular way to try to pacify his wife for now, and then I'll fulfill your desire later. But she was very insistent, and the result of her insistence was Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were born. Two of the universe's most terrible demons. So, but though Shukadev Goswami is speaking the words of the Kashyapa Muni, and Kashyapa Muni is a very advanced sage. He has realization of God. But this is also Paramat Bhasha, because Shukadev Goswami, it is not his opinion that you should flatter any ladies. Don't try to control people by flattering them. Whether male or female, doesn't matter. This is Shukadev Goswami, this is not his method of the communication. So, this is a Paramat Bhasha. So then, the Paramat Bhasha is somewhat superior as a Praman than the Lokik Bhasha. But still we don't accept it as a conclusion. Then, next is called Swamat Bhasha. That is Shukadev Goswami's own opinion. So for example, Shukadev Goswami in the second canto and in other places, he describes the creation of the universe. He describes how the yogis meditate on the Virat Rup, how the trees are the hairs on the body of the universal form, how the rivers are his veins, how the sun and moon are the eyes of the universal form, and how the yogis meditate on this in order to make the mind become free from the dualities of seeing lots of disjointed things, to slowly overcome pritag drisha, the vision that everything has its own independent, separate identity, and they're all interacting with each other in a random, chaotic way. That's how the ordinary person who's in Dvandva moha, the bewilderment of duality, thinks that the world is composed of all these separate fragmental pieces which are bumping into each other randomly. So, no. As long as you think like that, the mind will always be unsteady. So, Shukadeva Goswami is describing that the yogis who advance, they sit and they meditate on the form of Paramatma in the heart. Why? Because their minds are already steady when they say the syllable Om, then the form of Paramatma appears and they meditate on it. But the yogis whose minds are not steady, when they say the syllable Om, nothing happens. Because their mind is not steady. And so if they try to think, oh, there's this little blue guy, he's about like this high and he's standing on a lotus in my heart with 4 arms, then they're just speculating. So that's not going to also make them become free from Dvandva, duality, because they're just digging up their sanskars of the worldly experience, of the tanmatras. Paramatma is not a tanmatra. You see? So Shukadeva Goswami is saying for them, to make their mind become steady, they should think that everything is just one thing. It's the Virat Roop. It's the universal form of Paramatma. The one Paramatma has manifested all these forms, and there's nothing else. And nothing is independent. It's just one thing that looks to be many different things. And it's true, that's a fact. It's true. And if someone will think like that, then they become free from Pratag Drisha, the vision of separation, separateness, that there is a Swatantra Vastu, any independent substance, something separate from God. So Advaya Gyan, non-dual knowledge, means that you see that there is no Swatantra Vastu, there's no independent objects. There's only Vasudeva Savamiti. God, in regard to the world, the Paramatma has manifested himself in many different forms, so there's no danger, there's no problem, everything is perfect, nothing to worry about. And the mind is no longer disturbed, it's just you and God. So the immature yogis, they meditate in that way to make their mind steady, so then when they say Om, if you utter the name of God with a steady mind, the form of God will appear there. So Shukadeva Goswami spoken this. And it is Swamat, it's his opinion, because he believes this knowledge is true. How the universe manifests, it's true. This yogi should do this in this stage, this yogi should do this in this stage. But it's his own opinion, but it's not his goal, it's not his conclusion. That's not what he wants you to do. He's saying this to teach you some principles. The principle that if you try to meditate on something that you've never seen, you increase your kalpana, imagination. And that's why the neophyte yogis don't meditate on the form of Paramatma in the heart. They meditate on the universe because they've seen it. And by meditating on something that you've seen, then your consciousness will become steady, and then you can experience the Shabda Brahma and meditate on that. So Shukadeva Goswami is giving us he's using the yogis as an illustration to teach us the advantage of not speculating. But it's not his teaching that you should become like either of those two yogis. To follow that. That's not. So it's his opinion, but it's not his conclusion. So that's called Swamat Bhasha. Swamat Bhasha. So that is more Pramanic. That is more Pramanic than Lokik Bhasha, of course, and Paramat Bhasha. But what is the supreme Praman of Srimad Bhagavatam? Samadhi Bhasha. When Shukadeva Goswami is in Samadhi, in trance, and he's seeing the beautiful pastimes of Krishna, then this is the Praman, the best Praman. From this you can know the supreme reality and what is the goal of life. So we have discussed from the beginning stage how there are things that we cannot know because of our limitations. Then how we can know something? That is through Shabda Brahma. Then the different types, levels of Shabda Brahma, such as the Vedas, the Puranas, and the best Srimad Bhagavatam. Then within Srimad Bhagavatam, the statements which are progressively more and more Pramanic to the best Praman. So when Shukadev Goswami is hearing the gopis weeping on the bank of Jamuna when Krishna has disappeared from Rasalila Gopi Geets. This is Samadhi Bhasha. When he's describing how Krishna has lifted Govardhan hill, or is dancing on the head of Kaliya, or when Krishna is sitting with the Braja Gopis and they're discussing, gopis are asking Krishna, tell us about love. 3 types of love, which one is best? 3 types of lovers, which one is best? Like this. So, this is all the strands of Shukadev Goswami, and in there we will find our ultimate goal of life. But by yourself you will even not find it there. By your own attempt, even you will not find it there. So Swarup Damodar Goswami said, Jaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnava Ekanta Shrai Karo Chaitanya Tarani. Go and sit at the feet of a Vaishnava, a Bhagavata, Maha Bhagavata, and listen to Srimad Bhagavatam from them. Then the purpose of these words of Samadhi Bhasha, then it can be understood.